So good morning, folks. Sales as a profession. Episode 20-something. We lost track. You just hit 20-something, then you start saying 30-something, 40-something. I'm Jared Bless Mitchell.
Linda Braffett.
We are sales enthusiasts who just love sales, and we believe that there's such a huge sales knowledge within this country that it should be shared. And we want to bring that to you today with our second guest, Mr. Stefan Williams, insurance agent at Sagicor. I'll give you some insights in it too. I know Stefan mainly from when you are digital.
Correct.
And then I know when you switch across to insurance, and then I know I always saw you from bit to bit, time to time, and then I noticed you got your accolades in terms of achieving your targets, beating your targets, etc. And what was interesting for me now is that the last time I saw you, when I was talking to my insurance agent at Sagicor,
right,
and you were talking about how close you were to your targets.
Yes.
And you said, no, I already beat it.
Yeah.
I think it was 85. And I think you told me anytime, yeah, I crossed 85. And then you WhatsApp me back like 2 days after, 112. And I was like, no, that's what I love though, because to me, that's a sales thing. You have to boast about your achievements. People might think it's being cocky, and I don't think it's cocky. I think it's being proud of the hard work you've put in. So Stefan, take it over.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Give us a little bio on yourself and what you do and how you help people.
Right. So bio, I can give you like a before insurance.
Of course.
Before insurance, well, my first training is in civil engineering.
Right.
Whoa. Okay.
Right.
Of which I did that because we all do that because of our parents. We must do something.
Doctors, lawyers, or engineers, the DLEs.
Yeah. So after I finished, I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in this. So I just never got into it. And I chose something that was more my personality. It was like marketing and events and so on.
I saw that. Yes.
Right. So I got into advertising, and from there I just went up the ladder.
Right.
And then I guess when you reach a point in your life where you're like, what do I do now? And at some point I wanted to have my own business.
Right.
But I just wasn't sure what. Because I found that now what wasn't a popular thing back then, like things like makeup artists or event planners or something, it's like 101 now.
That's the end thing now.
So I was like, how do I make myself stand out in that field?
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. So I was thinking whatever. Then an ex-colleague of mine, because I was in between jobs at the time, an ex-colleague of mine called me and said, hey, would you be interested in working in insurance? And the first thing I thought was, oh God, sales. Because much as I've worked in a sales marketing environment,
right,
I've always been behind the scenes.
Right.
So you prepare things for the sales.
Exactly. Right.
And my experience in seeing salespeople, that those who are not selling properly and only selling for selling sake or selling a product and not necessarily a solution.
Right.
It always look as though they have to be begging somebody for something.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, I'm thinking, I don't want to be a salesman because I ain't begging nobody.
I ain't harassing anybody. Right.
But I've always said the only thing I know I can sell well is me.
Right.
Because I know what I can give as an individual. Because I remember a time, a very good friend of mine, like a brother, his sister was going through some issues with her eyes, and she had to do some major surgery, and they wanted to raise funds.
Okay.
So the usual, come buy a ticket from
barbecue and
exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we forgot to ask Stefan because he know the world.
Right.
And I was able to sell 300 tickets within 3 days.
Whoa.
Why? Because I believed in it.
Right.
So I could sell it.
Correct.
Yeah. And I thought
Let's now take note of that here.
300.
I believe in it,
yeah,
so therefore I could sell it. That's a key thing in sales. If you don't believe in what you sell or any benefit that it gives to the end user, don't do it. You're not going to be successful.
Correct. And so when the person approached, I was like, oh my God, sales. I mean, I had no issue with the insurance environment because at that time I had my own insurance.
Right.
I understood the importance
of having it.
Right. Even though I started late, but that's okay. But I still understood the importance. And I said, you know what? Let me at least, I was just over 40, and I was like, let me at least.
Wait, what? How old are you?
I'm 43.
No, boy! Why am I looking this old? I'm 35! Because then it's 43.
That's correct.
What the heck?
I'll be 44 next month.
Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Whatever.
Right? So I said, I crossed 40 and I shouldn't let my fears hold me back.
Right.
That's good.
So I said, okay, let me go and meet with this person because my ex-colleague said it's someone who is starting her own unit
Okay.
and is looking for rent.
Person, yeah.
So here,
Is this Camille as well?
and this is Camille.
That's
Ah.
good.
So this is where I first met Camille.
Mhm.
And I am someone, I tend to move on vibe.
Yeah.
All right.
And the first time I met Camille, I was like, okay, I'm getting
It was-
this vibe.
Lovely.
That's good. Let's start from there.
All right.
So I would have sat down and explained to them how I felt, and I was very honest. Just like I told you all the time about sales, what I feel about sales,
Yeah, yeah.
X, Y, Z. But like my ex-colleague, they saw something in me that is like, no, you have it. Okay. So I said, so they said, okay, think about it, and once you say yes, or at least say we give it a try, they have, what I like about this company and this branch that I'm in, right? That they have pre-training session. So they get you ready before you even start.
Right.
Besides the normal in-house training that they'll give you.
All right.
Right? So I said, okay, let me go and sit down and listen. And as I sat down there, day after day, I would slowly tick off all the things that yes, I could do this.
Okay.
Right? And that's when I felt comfortable. I was like, you know what? Let's go with it.
Okay. So how was it from you? So how long have you been in insurance now?
So we're in November.
Yeah.
I've been insurance since last year, August.
Last year, August.
Yeah, so
you
it's a
just-
year and I think it's 5 months, 4 or 5 months or something like that. So yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
So
then-
then we had like about 3 months of pre-training.
Okay. So then, how has it been so far in a year? Like, give people the breakdown in terms of how you've been doing so far.
At first, one has to, well, I had to get into learning this habit of sales.
Right.
Right? It's something I'm not accustomed to.
All right.
I had to get into the habit of knowing that whatever I sell is whatever I get, I take home.
All right.
Because this is a completely only commission environment.
Yes.
Which translates into you owning your own business.
Correct.
Yes.
So when I started, like, this is my business.
Yeah.
Again, just based on some of the strong points that I always focus on, you listen to how he speaks of his mindset changing, right?
Yeah.
Like he's thinking of stuff, he's changing it to say, okay, I need to adjust. This is what I'm adjusting to because I like the environment and
Yeah.
then I understand what I need to do. That's his mindset changing, folks. Like that's what you need to adapt to. You can't just stay. You can't be in a civil engineer mindset or marketing mindset
To do-
depending on some rules. You have to
Correct.
be in a sales
Yeah.
mindset and understand the potential. So, hands down, I love it.
Right? And then when and also some of the things I had to do was like, okay, so I always believe in, and I will always stand by it. Yes, in theory or in paper, I'm a salesman.
Right?
I need to see it. But I think of myself, or I shouldn't say I think of myself, I am a solution specialist.
Right.
Okay. Perfect.
So I don't sell product, I sell solutions.
Okay.
Right? So I sit down with my clients or my prospects, I listen to what their needs are, what their goals are.
Okay.
And from there, give the recommendations that are necessary for them for the solution to help them.
Correct.
Okay.
And what I like about you saying that is that I'm hearing consistency, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that. From long before when I first started to look at your LinkedIn profile, and also before this interview, exactly what you said is exactly what's on your LinkedIn profile. So
Right.
basically, guys, what Stefan is doing, he's actually living exactly as to what he has on his profile. So he's consistent in saying that he's a solutions provider.
Yep.
Excuse me, and not just a quote-unquote salesperson.
Right,
So that's
yes.
just taking it one notch up above the traditional.
I mean, I know one of the worst things people don't like in the sales environment is that word no.
Mm-hmm.
So that
But no is the best word ever.
Right.
no is a good challenge.
Yes.
It may be depressing at that moment, depending on the sale you want to get. But once you start thinking of the sale,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to react differently with the no.
Right.
You know, and there have been times where I would have presented something and somebody said, "Okay, great," and a week after, I can't do it again.
Right.
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 And
And what do you do
because
then?
of how
Yeah.
some people think, they'll think
Yeah.
because then some people will say, "Okay, if I can't do this, I can't do that at all."
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, "Here's what. Do you know what my job is? My job is to find a solution for you.
Right.
Yeah. So let me do that.
So that was gonna.
So let me
when you
understand
Yeah.
why it is that you can't do it."
finish. Right.
Yeah.
And that is where I was going. That's what I was going to ask him before. I almost interrupted you there, but you were able to finish it because, from my experience as well, I've also found that you have people when a customer tells you no, some sales professionals, and I would assume maybe in insurance as well, they would stop right there. But I've also figured out that there's other questions that you can ask that relates to no, because you just want to get a broader expansion and maybe further the conversation.
Yeah.
And you might just find out what the real objection is. Is that correct?
He's trying to understand the no. We spoke about this. You have to understand the no's.
Why does he say no?
Not just take no and then and a lot of sales professionals
That's okay,
I find
bye-bye.
get stuck with that. I take no and then I end the conversation. No, get to the bottom of the no. So at least you know deep down, you understand why, and allows you to put the client into a timeline now to say, okay, is it somebody I approach or somebody I end this conversation with? What do I do? Don't just say no and then they hang up. You add no value to that.
Correct. And I like one-on-one conversation,
Right.
meaning in person.
Right.
So as much as yes, some people tell you no on the phone, because this particular client I would tell you, female, children, and she had no kind of coverage.
Oh,
So
okay.
she
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
exposed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it so happened that it's somebody who I knew for a while.
Right.
So also an ex-colleague. And because I knew her personality, so in a sense, I've researched who she is.
Right.
Right. When I spoke to her, she's like, I can't do anything more than that. And I just said, no, just listen. And I just said, okay. I said, I will talk to you when you're in a better frame of mind next 2 days.
Right.
Right? So I called her, I said, are you ready to speak now? She's like, okay, yes. But only because it's you, Stefan, I will.
Right.
And that's fair.
Right.
So I got in front of her face and said, okay, let me know what's the purpose, what's the reason. I told her, this is what my job is, and let's do that. And after we found a solution, she sat back and said, well, Stefan, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for one, listening. Thank you for allowing me to express.
Yeah.
Right? And thank you for sticking to what you do, which is find a solution for me.
Right.
And he didn't give up.
I didn't.
But you see, what's also important there is that, excuse me, in your sales process, sometimes when you reach that stage, that standpoint of offering a quote or in your negotiation stage, if the customer isn't happy, what he did is that he went back to reinvestigate.
Yeah.
You understand? And once you did that, you were able to maybe reevaluate whatever your proposal was to her, give it back to her in a way that she was happy with it, and you went forward with the transaction.
And if you know your sales process, that's the important part.
Exactly.
Because again, when you reach that point, as I say, one of the no's I always tell people is you didn't explain the value of your product and service correctly.
Right.
So again, as Anand said, you go back and you revisit and try and understand exactly, okay, what exactly is it that you don't understand? Let's try and go through it so I can reaffirm the value, because there have been cases where you go through and explain something to a client and you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that was in this actual aspect, which
Correct.
justifies the price. So now I do know, I feel a bit more comfortable, right? So I think that's super important. So talk to me about your perspective and how you get new clients, because to me, I know in insurance that's a big aspect behind it, and then also too, which I think combines with that, how do you build trust with clients, which I think is a huge pillar in the insurance
very
industry.
huge
How do you
pillar.
build trust with
Okay,
a stranger?
So let's start with the prospecting.
Right.
So when we would have been engaged to start and get
Right.
training, we go through a process where we do a survey of people who we know or close
Right.
to to say how you feel about insurance, are you covered, how do you feel about the word insurance,
Right.
or insurance agent, and once I get in the business, are you willing to give me a chance to sit in front
Yeah.
of you? Right? So there's that. And there's also a list of people that we were required to say who you can approach. So that's where it first starts.
Right.
And of course, that list will always be people that you've either have some kind of close relationship
Right.
or
Your
business
natural
relationship.
market, basically.
Correct.
Your
Yes.
friends, family. That's
Correct. And so that's what I would have done. Initially, it started off that way, but then for me, it kind of broke away. Why? I'm always on Facebook. Well, I'm always on social media.
Social media,
Right.
right.
I may not use it effectively, but I'm always on it.
On it, right.
So, right. Well, for me,
Yeah.
effective for me, right? And I would see, because that's how I tell people how I listen or get my news.
Right.
I go on my Facebook feed, and because I have just under 5,000 connections,
Right.
You
I
can
just
see
see
everything.
I just see
lots of
loads
stuff.
of stuff coming through. And I remember somebody saying, I'm getting frustrated with this XYZ and I want to get a loan and can't get so and so. So then I messaged them and said, are you aware that you can use life insurance to
Help you achieve. Right.
XYZ? So it just started there. So I found myself removing from my listing that I was going with,
Right.
I know you're looking
And
at what's
just-
happening.
just going to people who I hear or talk or have some kind of communication with.
Which is something that Jared and I talk about a lot, because we sometimes we see certain things that we did a recording called Trigger Events.
Yeah.
And we look at what's happening out there. So let's, for instance, with the floods, and we were saying, well, I do remember seeing an insurance agent talk about, maybe clarifying to people that if you are covered properly, these things will be taken care of.
Right.
Or just giving some people some level of comfort to say, well, if you have insurance, you wouldn't have to worry about all of these things. But I didn't see that level of activity from any of my colleagues that's in the insurance industry. I may have missed it, but I didn't see it.
I'm not on Facebook, so I won't bash. I don't use Facebook as much. I purely focus on Instagram and LinkedIn.
Right, I know that. Yes.
So, but what I would say again, I don't see, as Lyndon said, and it's not you because I haven't seen it from you. I don't see anybody in the insurance industry sharing information. I find it weird.
And I completely agree with you.
And I think you guys encounter so many experiences, just like your friend,
that
where that will make a fantastic
Yeah.
post that will get you 10 potential clients. And I think that is a huge thing. I think everybody in insurance kind of misses out right now.
And this is why I say I don't use it effectively. For me.
Right.
Because you think it's like, oh my gosh, they should know better, or this is why you should have insurance. But do I go on the social media and say it? Because I guess I haven't got that habit.
Right.
Which I need to develop. And of course, I always listen to what you say.
No, but
we're not using social media effectively for ourselves.
And that's the only thing we're talking about in our mixers. So you talk about that. If you're not on that, you start losing some of your potential client base.
And you've asked me that already.
Yeah. That's the same thing I asked you.
Are you on social media? Are you using it? I'm like, getting them.
You might just be missing out because you're not seeing.
And I have good friends who,
she has a friend that's bad eye. Because I'm sure she tells him you need to post that. You need to have these things up. Right?
So I understand the need for the importance of it. I am doing something about it. It's just to start it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you did mention something good though, because he just like Jamie says about 50% of her business in selling cars comes from social media, from posting, from putting up stuff. So again, it kind of actually shows the fact that yes, if you act, even if you do put the content out there, and it can be as simple as it is, it does draw attention to persons too, because I strongly believe nobody else is doing it. So if you're the first to do it, you literally is like getting freehold land in
somewhere.
And you speak about trust and the trust that people have of you as an agent. And I mean, I think one of the advantages I have is that besides having a wide network, I have good relationship with people.
Right.
So I have that pre-trust from before.
Right.
Okay.
But what I have to be aware of is that people are also accustomed to me in a different profession.
Okay, yeah.
So as much as you see the 1-2 posts like, okay, he's a thing, but they're still thinking of me in marketing events. Right? So if I do this now, they'll be like, hey, because there's some people who when I post certain things now, they'll be like, right, Stefan's doing that. So
talk to him about this. Exactly.
Correct.
Why? Because there's somebody who they trust.
Yes.
And who won't just come and say, let me sell you something.
Yeah, correct.
And which I believe is something that I would have written in the past. Trust, to me these days, is your real currency.
Yeah.
Like people come to you once they trust you.
Yeah.
know? So
heavy currency.
yeah.
So
And
that
then,
is interesting.
and then you'll have friends or close people who, yes, they trust you, but they want to trust you in this environment. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
So
Let's see if he's not a fly by night or he just get into
Right.
And he can't do this and then drop off after 2 years or whatever it is. Okay.
So let me just jump back into when he was talking about the prospecting, right? And well, we just spoke about the trust. So how important is it? So if you're going into the hardcore sales now, how important is it for you to have a structured day, week, month towards achieving your goals? To do that 112.
I'm laughing because Camille is watching.
Camille, you need to sign off right now. Camille, if you're on, just sign off for like 30 seconds.
Now, it is required that, well, for any businessman to have a structured day.
Yes.
Yeah. For whatever reason, some things happen and you just can't, right? I'm in that phase in between. That's I to practice having a structured day. The thing with us is that we have to do both. Unless you have an assistant, you have to do both. Going out there and meeting people and doing the administrative work.
Right. Okay.
This is not like, hey, come and do this and somebody does it for you.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to do everything yourself, right? And or you find yourself in a little office small talk or case may be. So to say that I practice that structure day every day, I would say no.
Right.
But I see the need for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I went from a low level to really increasing it, that's when I really had structure.
Okay. So like the 112 was a month full of structure.
Yes.
Majority of it was just a structured day,
Correct.
structured prospecting, structured closing clients, meeting, everything like that, getting all the admin work and stuff done. Alright.
You know, so yes, there should be structure in a day for you to have better work experience.
Right.
You know,
So let me ask you another question, and this is something I like to encourage salespeople to pay attention to. I always tell people, and this might put some pressure in you, right?
okay.
Right? You're only as good as your last performance. So how
Yes.
pressured are you? Like, what is your mindset now that because you're in your sophomore year now, right? You're in year 2. So now say that, all right, I did 112 in year 1, right? I want to now push.
That's
to-
112 in a month.
Was it a month?
Yeah.
It's in a month.
Oh.
And so let's get it correct, folks. That's 112
Yeah, a percent.
policies you did.
No,
A
112
percent of his target.
Yes.
Of his target.
And the target was what?
The target that month would have been 50.
That's still good, right? So now you have to do the consistency now of making sure that you hit that 112. So like, what is it that keeps you in that focus to say, okay, I did the 112. Now I want to make sure that I at least hitting it for the next 6 months. Like, how do you use that to keep? Do you use that to keep you focused towards continuing hitting those kind of numbers?
Yes and no. Because if you think too much about it, you'll be like, oh my god.
Correct.
You know, so that pressure comes in. But what it does do is that it makes you aware that it is possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when I first started, we had I think we had to make like 20 a month or 30.
Right.
And you think in your mind, how does one, because you look at other agents who do well and you think, how do they do that?
What did it exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I had put in the structure and did what I had to do, and put in the time and the calls and case with me, and you realize, wow, it is possible.
Correct.
So I wasn't thinking small-minded before.
Right.
I was thinking, oh, I can do this.
It can happen. Yeah.
Right? So for instance, this quarter, my goal is 450.
Oh wow. Nice.
Why? Because I want to attain the value that's needed for me to get MDRT.
MDRT.
Nice.
Right. So then that's the goal-centric side of it now, pushing towards hitting the
Yeah,
MDRT.
because I realized, okay, it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
Once you put in the time and the
once you
effort.
put in the time and the effort.
Yeah.
And does it also give you a perspective as to, and again, I'm saying this from my experience of working, hitting those kind of numbers, well, not from insurance, but in sales and also working with the team, as to what you need to be focusing on, the type of clients that would help you hit that, excuse me, because I always believe in high, medium, and low value clientele based upon
Yes.
what it is that you're selling.
Yeah.
So you would know how you want to mix your product base or your portfolio base that you want to go
Correct.
after within that next quarter, correct?
Yes, definitely. You know, it's a strategy that you have to come up with.
Right.
If you want to achieve that high value, it can't be just going with the
Yeah, when you low hanging fruit, that kind of, yeah, correct.
or the medium. You have to.
Jamie saying, hit a big number and your boss is always in the case to do the same big number. That is, yeah,
No,
that's
it's true. Because every week you'll be like,
Wait,
so how are we doing this week?
Exactly.
That is.
I mean, you did so and so and so. I remember there was one time, it was 1 month, I did 0.
Right.
0.
Yeah.
And as she says, that 0 is going to haunt you
For the rest.
for the rest of the quarter because it's right there on the board.
Right.
Oh.
You know, one, it haunt me, but at the same time, it pushed me.
Yes.
Right.
Because one, I would never get 0.
Get zero again. Yeah.
Because that's $0.
Everything.
That's zero.
That's
everything.
0 everything.
Zero
Correct.
everything.
That's 0 lives I've saved. That's $0 for me.
That's
a
zero people you have helped or benefit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0.
Nice.
So that's
So,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. That's
So let me ask this question. So just share with some of the persons who are listening. What do you attribute to your success? I know you're talking about you realize having a structure is important, but what are some of the other key things you attribute to being successful? And you think it could just be in general or just in sales, in insurance? Because insurance to me, especially in Trinidad, I've heard stories that it's extremely competitive. And just within your own unit, in your own agency, etc. So what do you attribute to, and what things you think somebody should have in order to be successful in sales and insurance?
All right. So for me, I think I'm successful because I believe in the importance of customer service.
Okay.
Right.
I believe in dealing the customer properly and efficiently and effectively so that they are satisfied afterwards.
Okay.
That's my general thing, and that's I've always been outside of insurance.
Right.
To make sure and service the customer properly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I believe in someone or the importance of insurance.
Right.
Yes. I've always been somebody who is naturally wanting to know that someone can get better for themselves.
Right.
That's how I'm brought up. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm naturally concerned about someone's, their
Well-being and
well-being.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that also helps. So you see that natural
Ability for customer
ability
service.
and engagement from me.
Right.
Then you learn the things that come within the environment, the sales environment. So you look at the amount of calls you have to make.
Okay.
So because as I say, it's all about numbers.
Yes.
So the amount of calls you make, the amount of connections you make, the amount of interviews you get, hopefully the amount of sales you.
And as we continue talking about what you need for success, we're going to break down understanding those numbers, yeah? Because I think a lot of sales professionals don't really understand what it takes in terms of hitting their target. They don't have that ratio broken down.
And sometimes they don't do it because of many things. One, they fear that no. They fear talking on the phone in public.
Right.
So people always tend to go in a room and make their calls. Yeah. There's some people who are natural at cold calling, and there's some people who just can't.
Okay.
True.
Are you natural at it now, or you think it's something you work at?
I've only had to do a cold call maybe 3 times.
Okay.
Because all other times people who I know.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. But strangely enough, the cold calls that I made, all 3 I've sold.
That's excellent.
Fantastic. So then break it down with us for the numbers, because to me, I think in every industry you have to be in, you have to understand, again, a simple sales ratio is your target is broken down by how many people they talk to, how many people they close. So you need to understand, so like for example, I'll give it real estate, just give it to some people I've spoken to. If you're selling a $2 million house, you know you need to make 20 calls in order to get 2 or 3 people that's interested in order to get the one person to close. By the way, a lot of insurance agents don't know the ratios. They don't. So to me, if you have to hit a target this month, have you broken down, for example, how many people I need to talk to, how many people I need to actually have meetings with? You can share that with us.
Right. So for us, the initial set is you make 10 calls a day.
Right.
And so that's 50 calls a week. And out
400 calls for the month.
Right. So out of the 50 calls a week, we try to make 3 appointments a day.
Right.
So that's 15 appointments a week.
Right.
Okay.
And out of those 15 appointments a week, we should be able to have at least 3 to 5 closings.
Okay. Nice. And you do 10 or you do more than 10? Or it depends on the
He's
day?
also watching.
So for me, so
So I'll be honest.
Right.
So I've probably, out of the year and something I've been there, I've probably done 10 calls a day for about, let's say, 3 months.
right.
All right.
Let's just say that, yeah?
And on those months, how were your sales numbers?
Very high.
Well, it speaks for itself. That's
No, it does.
If you're not sure if you're in sales in any industry, look at me and say, Camille, we said you need to come off the line, Camille. This is not, you need to come back on like in like next 5 minutes discussing. There's like the sales rep version, you know, like the sales manager.
Managers are supposed to be on here.
No, but it gives it real, because I think for a lot of persons in sales, when they start to look back at it, the consistency of what you do, which I think is a key part. And here's the thing with it, consistency is what determines your success or your failure, because if you fail, you have to look back at what you're consistently doing wrong that got you to where you are, and same thing as the success.
Right.
So I think sometimes what another persons run into the problem too is that I hit the target, so the question is, how do I do it now? Because this month was such a stretch me hitting or calling. I called 20 people a day in order to reach this target, and I want to do MDRT. So that means, do I call 50 people a day, or do I get more high revenue customers?
Right.
So that's the balance. Because I remember this guy Greg Manet, because Greg is part of Guardian. He's been in there 13 years, and from his first year he hit MDRT. But when Greg explained to me now, he has an agency, because he has his own company, his own agency. And when I asked him about the clients he deals with now, he said, no, I deal with a certain revenue now. So I take all customers, but because I have an agency now, I can pass the lower ones on to the lower guys who have on my team, so they get the experience. But I only deal with this type of bracket, because therefore I minimize the amount of clients I have, and therefore I could focus on everybody individually, not give them that attention they need to get the revenue I get and the commission. So I found that pretty interesting, because I think one of the things in sales, and I remember saying it from since digital days, it was so really weird. I think in sales for some professionals, they would do really well if they had an assistant. But I think you need to work to the assistant. So
Yes,
for
you have
example,
to.
I think I incentive on companies to say, listen, if you hit 3 months of doing this consecutive thing, you get an assistant. This assistant is not just yours, but she's shared with other persons who are high,
Yes, agreed.
performing. And therefore that gets you to saying, yes, I could not focus on admin and that person takes care of it. That means I get to do more calls.
That's
that means
right.
I go to deliver more, because that's the sole purpose of giving you an admin person. So you get admin, your target goes up. It's not just you get admin and you do the same.
No,
volume.
and that's quite true, because one of our colleagues, who is the top man in our branch.
You wanna call your name? You wanna call your name? We like names, we like name dropping. I like name dropping. I think it's good.
His
especially
name is
when it's top form.
Marlon V.T. Gilliam.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
So
Big up Marlon.
with him, he has 2 assistants.
Oh wow.
Right.
Right.
That he pays or the company pays?
No,
He pays.
Once you have an assistant, that's you.
Agents pay.
That's your
Agents pay, yeah.
responsibility.
That's real performance.
Right. So, but when you look at it, all he has to do is meet people.
Right.
So there's no wasting of time of doing paperwork and
Right.
my thing is I make my calls, I don't have to do, that's all I have to do. So when the average person is doing 3 appointments a day, he's probably doing 4 or 5.
Right.
You double what they're doing to get the
because he has
targets.
the extra time.
Now,
Nice.
I'll say this. From my years' experience as a sales manager, right? And also now as a full-time consultant. So let me go out from the full-time consultant. Just like you, I have a specific target in terms of the number of calls I also want to make.
Right.
But I do not always make all of those calls.
Yeah.
Or my strategy sometimes. And it's not because of I don't want to or anything. It's just because, as you said earlier, sometimes your day gets misconstrued because of other different things, right? But what I've learned for me, what has helped me sometimes is that I actually mix and match. Because there are some days when I genuinely don't feel as strong enough as I want to be on the call, right? So I mix and match. Sometimes I would send an email, and sometimes the email gives me the energy to do the follow-up call, which is the day or the 2 days after, right? Or, excuse me, I have used the social media, and this is the effective side of it, to ask someone to give me an introduction. So if I'm looking for, if I want to get in contact with you, and I see that Jared is a friend of yours, and he's also a friend of mine, I would ask Jared, how well do you know Stefan? I need to get an introduction.
Yeah.
You understand? And that has actually helped open the doors. So it's still prospecting, and that's one misconception I think that we always use as prospecting. Just has to be the phone.
Yeah, there's so
But
many different ways.
the phone is still a strong part of it.
And I'm glad you said that, because that's what I do. So
That's
not
why you use
because
Facebook to prospect.
Correct.
Yeah.
So not because I don't make the 10 calls doesn't mean that I'm not
You're not prospecting,
strategizing and
exactly,
going to certain
yeah,
people. So I've been, I mean, I don't want to say the word fortunate, but let's use that word.
Right.
That the people who I go after, because I would prospect and think, okay, I can go after this person, this one. And I go after, and I would go to them, right? And I speak with them, and most times I would get through.
Yeah.
You know, so in that sense, that's a strategy I have.
Right.
But there are times where, okay, the people who you're going after at some point, they're not ready now,
That's correct. And
for whatever reason.
correct. Yeah. And
I
but
agree too.
that's part of it, because that is where your business begins to build. As I mean, I think your industry would definitely say, looking at your depth, which is how deep your pipeline is in terms of prospects, and of course your breadth, how far down it goes into the year or next year.
No, so let me ask this question then. Do you think for somebody who not just started, do you think it's wise or it's good off the bat for somebody, if they could get it at a low cost insurance agent, to invest in an assistant upfront? Well, not upfront, but like at least once you start building your base, that you invest in it one time, because therefore you're immediately able to perform more, you're able to see more people.
I remember our branch manager saying that's something that we should think of from the get-go, right? Because one, you tell yourself you have a responsibility to pay somebody.
Yes.
So once you know you have the responsibility, you have a responsibility to make
the money to
make
pay
the
them.
money.
And they could get somebody
Yeah.
at a low cost, because remember, I don't know the intricacies of it, but again, I know it's just admin work and understanding all the different, because I know there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of rules and everything you have to be aligned to.
Right.
So I think once you get somebody with that and they could perform and do it properly, and you could get them at a good price, that means you could perform more, because you know, for example, if I sign 3 people up, I pay your salary. for example. So therefore I know all I have to know is everything else is just mine.
Correct.
So that is it
Yeah.
really
Yeah. So it's something that I've actually been thinking about, and it's something I actually want to do from next year.
yeah,
Good.
nice.
And again, that falls into development of your business.
Yes.
You know,
Lovely.
because again, now you're looking at bringing staff on to help support you on your, you know, in terms of helping you become a lot more effective outside. And again, and I've always told people that sales, unless based upon the job that you're doing, sales in itself is a business. Once you have that mindset, even though your employer might be paying you a salary or whatever it is,
Right.
you are still a business person because you're developing
Correct.
business for
Yep.
for your
You know,
organization.
and yes, one can get sidetracked because yes, I'm under the
Umbrella of-
the umbrella of Sagicor.
Yes.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, it's my business.
Correct. Yeah.
So you might get sidetracked thinking, okay, because you're in a building, in a company, in there, whatever. Then they catch yourself like, no, yes, you're using their tools,
Yep.
but it's your business.
That's correct.
So once you keep that mindset, then it's
That's true.
further.
I just have maybe about 2 more questions to ask, and this is kind of outside the space of insurance, but as to how it may actually help you, because I love sports as well. So I noticed that you're into Dragon Boat,
Yes.
right? So which means that there's a streak of competitiveness within you,
Very much.
With alcoholics, right?
Correct.
Nice.
right? So how do you think that has attributed to any part of your career and your success and everything else today?
It helps. For me to get in that competitive mode, I think of that
Right.
and what is necessary for you to win. Because we're a team that train hard to win.
To win.
Yeah.
Well, at least to do our best, and then our doing our best is to win. Yeah.
Because y'all are one of the top performing teams, or the top performing team.
Well, one of the
Yes.
with insurance to be good.
Right.
And it did help me for when I want to push further.
Right.
So I think, okay, because I'm in this environment, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm still getting myself into new habits and case would be, and that whole numbers thing, because I was never somebody, because I would see salespeople thinking, all you talk about is numbers every day. It's like,
Correct.
what's your figure? What's your figure? I'm like, oh my God, that's
Yeah,
very important.
Yeah.
You should hear me now.
Yeah. You just.
I said, Camille,
No,
this is
but-
so. So I was like, look at you.
You had to know your numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers important.
And that's
If
the
it's one thing,
transformation.
I
Yeah.
know my numbers.
Yeah, that's the
I know what I've
transformation,
done the
yeah.
week before. I know what I've done last year. I know what I've done 2 months ago. I know where I want to go.
You remember
Yeah.
these 0 months.
I will remember
But
this
no, that is
zero
the
month.
only things. That's the things that burn you to make sure
Oh,
and
yeah.
push.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
So that side of me, it does help me to even be more competitive.
Right.
But not necessarily competitive with other people, but competitive with myself.
With yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
To know, okay, this is what I did this month. I can get this. This is what I want to achieve. Go for it.
Right. And if it is that if you had any bit of advice to give to an agent coming in for the very first time, what would you tell them? You know, that they should, focus on. What would be your advice to them if you had the chance to speak with them?
One, be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Be honest with who you are,
Mhm.
what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about getting the sale. It's about helping people.
Helping people.
Yeah. Because especially with this product, it's about helping people and helping their lives.
Yeah. Which is such a big thing. Because it
It
goes
is.
into the family
Yeah, yeah.
as well. Yeah.
It is.
Correct.
You know, I see different. Yes, we have many uses for a car or a food
Mhm.
or any other thing that people sell. But for this, and people ask me, do you find it so hard because it's not a
Tangible item.
A tangible item.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for me, I haven't had that too much of a problem
Mhm.
because I guess how I
Projected.
projected
Yeah.
them.
I think insurance is tangible though. I think it's how you see it. I think because the thing is, I'm insuring you.
Yeah.
You
You
are
are the
all-
tangible
It could
entity.
be a car, it could be anything. You're the tangibility.
Yeah.
It's just facilitated through insurance.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, you are the physical product.
Your car is a physical product.
Your
Your
car
is
children are the
everything.
physical product. Your house is a
Correct.
physical product.
You know, and
Yeah.
people take those things for granted.
Yeah.
So it's one to be honest with yourself, one to be honest with your client. Let them know what it's about, what it's for.
Mhm.
And I find most times in insurance, when they say the word insurance, people cringe.
Right.
Yeah.
Either because of bad experience or other people's bad experience.
I think it's bad experiences because I mean, people know I have a bias with insurance agents because I think a lot of them don't do their job correctly, especially when it comes to the cold calling aspect. So I think when a lot of people do hear insurance, I mean, when you were first approached, it is that cringe because that's the
And
stigma
let me
that's
tell you,
there.
I would tell one of my colleagues, she's like, I'm making a call. I said, did you find out who that person is? Did you find that company? No, I said, no. And this is for me listening to you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I guess I didn't actually do it, but from some of the things I've learned or listened to that Jared had said, they're very important. And I would tell her, I said, it doesn't take more than 4 minutes to go and check it out.
The guy who spoke to me, Darren Jacob, same thing. When he's talking to me on the phone, he didn't even catch me because I just happened to fortunately be in front of my computer every time I'm getting a cold call. I'm like, just say the name again for me. I was like, Darren, why aren't you active on LinkedIn? Why is your Instagram page blocked? And I'm not seeing anything for you on Facebook. And for me, I lose trust because for me, the way I'm wired now, if I don't find you online, I do not trust you.
Right, okay.
And you can say what you want. You don't buy anything blank on Amazon without a picture, do you? You want pictures and reviews.
Very true.
So if I can't find out about you, I don't trust you.
Very true.
Right? That's just me. That's just how I am right now. So my thing is, has it gotten easier now in your second year? Is it easier? Is it still hard? And I mean hard in a different way because I know for some persons it's like if you're in the gym, you might lift 40 pounds this week and next week you lift 50 pounds, but it's not hard. Your body just getting into a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as because one, I know now that I can do it. What is challenging though is that there'll come times where you're dealing with people who, like I said, are not ready now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Or they still, the foot is just right at the door,
Right.
but they want to see what you can do for them.
Yeah. Something to just push them.
Or they don't actually see the importance of what I'm bringing to them. Not because I'm not showing it, it's because they don't see it
That's
on
true.
a general basis.
I 100% understand the importance of
Because
insurance.
I will approach people who I know who, let's say, can afford it, right? But I don't like harassing people.
Right.
I don't want to come across as that insurance person that is, oh my God,
This man again.
when is he Stefan your duck?
Yeah.
They ain't want that.
If I keep on reminding you, as I would say, it's because one, you haven't told me I'm not interested.
Correct.
Yeah? And then two, is because I naturally care about your well-being.
Correct.
I naturally care about your well-being. So, and because I know the importance and the urgency of what is needed, some people won't do that. Because in their mind, their priorities are just different.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Right? And so it's challenging that way. I remember a very good friend of mine, I spoke to her last year. And she's like, yes, I see the importance of that. But the other things that she was dealing with her life, that one, it wasn't priority, and two, there's so many things coming at one time.
Right.
And I had a meeting with her last week, and she's sitting up, she's dancing, and she's like, I am ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I could tell from her body language, I could tell from the normal language she's using and communicating.
Yeah.
I could tell, yeah, she was ready.
But you kept in constant communication.
Exactly.
Yeah. Always.
And I've had sales like that. I've had sales where I met a customer in March and did test drives and everything else when I was doing automotive sales, and they did not buy until November.
Yeah.
But as much as I needed the sale in March, I had to respect the fact that the customer wasn't ready at that time.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's something that they teach us. Not because somebody tells you no, it means that they tell you no at that point.
Yeah.
So it's a no for now.
Yes.
It doesn't mean a no never.
No, just for right now, that's it.
Yeah. And you have to accept it.
Lovely. So anything to wrap up with for the audience who's listening? Just to read out a couple of comments. I know Richmond wanted to say incorrect if insurance agents were more honest. So again, I know it's sad that industry has so many bad apples.
Yes.
Actually, let me not say so many. It has so many stories about bad apples rather than the good ones. And I think that's what happens because I think bad apples are always few.
Correct.
It's never a lot.
And sometimes it's a few bad apples that spreads.
That spreads.
Yeah, we love to
information.
talk about bad stuff first before the good stuff. Crystal Dipsing is saying helping serving such important values and changing the mindset towards insurance sales. My boy Jahira is saying I remember investigating some losses in Barbados at Mongay back in the day, and everybody thought I worked at Sagicor because apparently the prevailing opinion was that Sagicor only hired red men in Barbados. Right, so and then Droid Island here is asking, do you think people Do you think people don't always value life insurance because it's not about for us, it's about others? Because remember, the life insurance is not for them, it's really who
Your
is benefiting first in the end, is when they pass.
Yeah, right. So it all depends on your situation. Because somebody will say, well, I ain't getting nothing that.
Yeah.
But you do. There are things that's within there. Like isn't there a living benefit that's built into
Right.
insurance?
So, well, it depends on the type of insurance policy
Correct.
you get.
Correct.
So with life insurance, there's either whole life or term life.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the term life is the more cheaper version. So they tend to use that things like for loans and QCB because it's much easier to get.
Right.
Right? Whereas whole life, that you're protected up to a certain age, most times it's 100 years.
Yes.
Right? But that has a cash value. So in the sense that if years go along and you're covered and whatever, for one reason
just in
you
age.
had the coverage,
Yeah.
you say, you know what? I don't need to do that for anybody anymore. I could cash it out.
That's your cash surrender.
So
By the way,
so
that's a
that's the
post
cash
by
value.
itself, you could just do, right?
Yeah.
Just letting you know, you could just sentence as a post, just letting you know.
That's for people to
Just letting you know.
understand better.
Just sharing the knowledge, just sharing the knowledge.
So we'll see articles, right?
No, and
And
here's
it's true.
here's my advice too, right? Because I know Tammy is saying trust, emotion, logic is my motto for insurance sales, and then Jahir is also saying, which is correct, which is that you have to understand the customer buying cycle, which is what we were talking about. You have
Yes.
to know what motivates them. So something which I think for all insurance agents, which I think will help boost your sales, as we talk about, is utilizing social media like this. Write down what you sell, write down what's the benefit to your customers, then put on next column and write out any experiences they had with persons who
And write
either
along
asked
those.
it, didn't have it, or used it. And those experiences are your Instagram posts, are
That's
your
the
Facebook
content,
posts,
yeah.
are your LinkedIn
No, as you
posts.
talk about experiences, it brings children. I think about it. I remember one of my clients. So I give you the story about the one who wasn't ready, and I
Yeah.
found a solution for. I have another where I have this one particular client approached her, and she was busy. She had very
Yeah.
long days. And one day we got her down, we sat down, we talked about it, and she was mother of 3, didn't have anything, and said, you know what, I feel this time I want to get something out. And we spoke and understood what her budget constraints were,
Right?
and we facilitated something to within that budget. And I'm thinking, okay, normal client, I've still that
Yeah.
well. 3 or 4 months later, she's like, you know, Stefan, I never got a chance to tell you, and I was on my mind, that I want to say thank you. Thank you for, one, getting in the industry when you did, so that you could have approached me.
Right.
But also thank you for listening for what I needed, understanding my budget constraints, and having me protected. Because now I can say I have something that I can leave my children if then something happens.
Lovely. So you were the right person because she had that trust in you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had
Timing
the
was-
patience,
yeah.
and you understood what you needed.
When she told me that, I was like, wow. This is bigger than
Yeah.
you know.
And it's bigger than you.
Which
eh?
one is asking something legit? What is the smallest thing you can insure? Like a diamond ring or something? Or you can insure anything?
You can insure anything.
Okay, anything. Anything. That's interesting.
The only thing that we can't insure here is body parts.
Oh,
There-
okay.
there was one somebody asked
So
me
Desha
if-
can insure. So who does she
Well,
insure?
not
her?
here.
Oh, she probably did it away.
Probably.
Okay, I know Desha said she insured her Bama, but unless that was a joke.
Right.
But that's interesting. But Stefan, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Right?
Yeah. Was a
Thank
You
pleasure.
and my insurance agent Joanna have made me appreciate insurance agents more because I do trouble Joanna a lot when she
Well,
calls me.
as you talk about that,
What I do? What I do?
as you talk about that, I know I have something to tell you.
No, we're going to be finishing on the live. That's percent end. Yeah, right.
As you are, and you always say that you are the person you come to if you want to
Yeah.
Yes.
the sales, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right? Now, one can understand that you may have had some experiences, bad experiences with people doing cold call to you.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
But as much as you're an insurance agent, but also salespeople,
Yes.
right? And if you are to show the benefits or how to become a better salesperson,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to insurance, you tend to grow.
Oh, he grinds a little harder
It
than
grinds harder. And I'm
Right.
thinking, okay, yes, give you experiences, because that's what the truth is. But at the same time, don't make it seem as if, because you tend to put us all in the same bracket.
Correct. But if you notice from the last Instagram stories I had, you notice it was way more, it
Yes.
was mellow. So like the first interview I had earlier this year, it was bad. But honestly, one of the things I sat down and started telling myself this year is that I can't just be upset at a bad cold call. Like I start literally saying it now as I have to tell the person, and I don't mean tell them as this call suck. I mean tell the person as in, hey, you know, you can try this a little better. So one of the things I told the guys that he was talking really fast, and he could ask him, are you nervous? I was like, because you're talking really quickly. And he's like, no, I just have to have some people around me. I said, no, but I say, I'm cool with the fast talking, but just beware that other persons may be thrown off by you speaking fast. Because I know a lot of persons don't like when salespeople speak fast because they say it's them trying to pull one over them.
Yes.
So, and then I gave him some other advice because I told him, I said, yes, you got your name from the referral, but I said, just as how you hear me looking at you on your profiles and getting a context of you, you need to do that because it literally took us the same 1 minute that we are on the call for.
Right, yeah.
So, honestly, from now on, yes, I agree. But again, insurance is one of the only few people that actually get frequent cold calls from me. Don't get it from other random places.
Correct, yes.
So I think and again, I just think it's the few bad apples that make it so. But I give you my word, it is reduced from now. You would get my honest feedback. If you call on this about cold call, I give you honest feedback.
Just say it.
They are good. Joanne Joseph is my insurance agent. She puts up with a lot for me when she has to get something done. I'm sure I'm a pain in her ass because I really am horrible. I would say that. Just so there's idleness purposes.
Right.
I think I like to push her for fun. And then, as I say from your end and just seeing what you do from your end, I saw another guy, I'm trying to remember his name. I can't recall it right now, but there is a lot of good in the industry and I have seen the improvements because that guy, the reason why I was mellow with that feedback because that guy, it was just like 1 or 2 little falls. I could see him getting a high success rate. If he did 10 calls, I could see him getting 3-4 meetings from that.
Right.
Because it is a good approach. Because you know what he did, which was important, which I love? He explained, hey, I'm my son-so. He didn't talk about, the last person was like, hey, my name is John. That's John calling from so-and-so unit of so-and-so agency guy and then to the end, but 3 Port of Spain. I don't need to know all that. Why?
You just wasted 2 minutes there. Yes.
Yep.
He was quick. He's like, hey, I'm calling from so-and-so, from Sagicor. Didn't say where he's calling, which branch or anything.
Right.
And I got to name from this and the purpose of
Wow,
my call.
important.
You don't understand.
That is important.
That word, the purpose of my call.
Yeah.
That's important.
Is to talk to you about so-and-so and see if this is something that you might be interested in. Yes! That's why he went.
And I would tell you, from all the advice you've been given throughout the months before, I would listen. And I was like, okay, let's try that, Stefan. Let's try this. You even said how to rearrange the wording of your social media, especially the LinkedIn.
Yeah, the LinkedIn headline,
Let me change that.
Yep.
And they start seeing a response when people start asking you stuff differently. So to me, that and that headline for me has always gotten so much attention, so much people asking questions and good conversations and people have help. But that to me is one of the major things. So I believe in having a script. I believe in writing on what you want to say before you speak to our clients.
Yes.
And creating the context and creating the outcome for a call. I do not believe in winging it.
Unless you
I
have
would
a
do that
real
back in my day.
experience.
No, not even.
Even that. Okay, no, it's true.
Because the book I'm reading now is something called Pitch It, and the guy's giving examples of when Obama winged it and lost in his initial primary, in his first debate, where he lost, and when he went in the background, he didn't research because he was confident from the last one.
Yes.
I'm not using confidence. I am doing preparation. I am not winging any
That's one
call.
thing I love.
I
love to
literally
do,
start, because my book is hidden with notes, and I keep writing down what is the purpose of the call. Like, what is the outcome? And then I even ask, do I need to do this as a call or can I send this as an email? Can I send this as a text?
Yeah.
Can I send this as a WhatsApp? What's the best avenue or best way to send this? So for me, I look at all those things. Like, just everybody there, if you didn't see it, just start with that. The purpose of my call. Let's get straight it. Like, because even one of the companies I was talking to, they spoke about, they're explaining who the company was. It's like, no, to explain who the company is. Explain what you think you could benefit your client for. That's the purpose of my call.
Yep.
So we are a company that is able to help customers achieve this. Is this something that may have interested you and can we talk for 5 minutes? Straight to the point.
Yeah.
That gets anybody mind thinking. Because some people might be in approaching, especially if you're in an industry where like you're approached by a lot of persons who try to sell you services, you immediately know how to bat off and fan off people because you're in a rhythm.
Yes.
So if somebody tries to throw a rhythm, you immediately swat them away. But if you create something that's different, you create intrigue, and then they stop saying, okay, let's listen to this. But if you don't, so that's just me. So I'm way less on insurance agent. I really listening on the calls now. I am fortunate when I'm in front of my computer and I just type up and start a research. So that's just me. But this is actually, let's cut off because we're actually close to a minute now, hour, which is excellent. But I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation as we kind of wrap up in the next couple of minutes. If you have any questions for Stefan, for Lyndon, for myself, please share it now because we will be closing it off in the next minute. But again, you know, as usual, Lyndon and I are always open and we're always here to help anybody with advice on sales. Stefan, tell people how they can reach you if they're intrigued now about insurance and that they want to get some information on insurance. How can they get onto you? And we put it into the message here one time.
Ways you can get onto me
Right.
through social media. So
Right.
on LinkedIn, search my name,
Stefan Williams.
Stefan Williams.
Spelled with an F.
As Stefan.
Right.
As one person said, Stefan with an F. Right. On Instagram, I'm Stefan Enrique.
This one would, right?
Yeah.
Stefan Enrique, right?
And at Sagicor, I'm Stefan Williams.
Cool. Where's the email? Stefan, it'll be Stefan_Williams.
Stefan_Williams at
Sagicor.com. Right, and then you're willing to give out your number?
Sure,
or no?
my number is 374-6868.
374-6868. Man, get a nice little double digits. Right? So if you want to reach out to Stefan, you want to get some information and finally understand, because the thing is, as much as I bash insurance agents, I have had insurance for the longest while. I think since my early 20s, because I understood the importance of it.
Very good.
Way more. So much so, I didn't know I had like 6 legal policies in until like about 3 years ago. And they were like, yeah, well, these will run and continue to get value, and then the other 3 I cash on and put it into some other
And
stuff.
that's the next
that I was
challenge.
invested in.
It's for the young folks to realize the importance of it.
Yes.
Because the first thing that's one of the things we don't teach youngsters coming out of secondary school or out of even tertiary, of how to, one, get your finances set.
Basic
from
savings,
early.
basic stuff, yeah.
Because the first thing you want to do is, when you get your first job, is like, first of all, I'd have to ask mommy or daddy for money. I'm my own money. I want to
Shoes,
spend.
clothes, line.
Correct.
Yep.
Right? And depending how high your salary is, you're going to buy a car.
Yeah.
Right?
Your lifestyle matches that.
You don't think of me at 60 or 65 or 70. Why? Because you
No,
think,
not
oh my
even
God,
that.
that's old.
You don't even think of me if I get in a car accident and I need surgery. You don't even think of that basic factor.
And which happens,
Correct.
which has happened to a lot of youngsters.
Yeah.
But wait a second. What's the name again? Cynthia?
Just
Cynthia.
Cynthia. That ain't sound like an Instagram post or Facebook post.
Right here.
Look how much content
Right
this
there.
man just not posting. That's a whole other life.
Yeah.
Free, valuable,
Yeah.
practical,
Content.
applicable content.
Yeah. Real life, everyday situations.
Yeah. And then some people who have just shocked me. Somebody who's like 20, let's say 6 years old, 28, and they have a full budget of how they spend their money. When I ask them, so what are your goals? Hold on. Open their phone and have a list of
Budget
goals.
and nothing in
Anything
insurance.
else. No, insurance is there.
Oh.
But the point is,
He's talking about what some people
just not like
lackadaisical,
that.
some
Some
people
people like,
structured.
Oh, yeah.
very few, but extremely structured. I was like, wow, proud of you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing. So Stefan,
Brother.
again, shake
Thank
hand,
you.
thank you. This was fantastic, guys. So, and Japo was saying it correct, not enough education for the younger children. So we definitely
That's
going to get that
important,
out. We're going to put our responsibility on him. That's not ours.
Yes.
He's the one in finance.
On me, that's right. Yeah.
Alright? So this has been episode 20-something. Thank you for everybody who joined. As usual, sometime later in the week, Lyndon is going to have this uploaded to our YouTube page. Sales as a Profession. You can find it on YouTube. So if you have missed this, do not fear. It will
gonna
be
be on
up in its
YouTube.
full entirety from a totally different angle because we use several cameras. And we're going to try and make sure and give you as much information. Applause on Camille. She's trying to trick you, she going to give you more target. She gotta give you target. Don't fall for that applause.
But let me tell you something. Yeah? One of the best managers I've ever had.
What's Camille?
Woo! Applause, Camille. Can you say why? What's the specific reasons?
Why? One, we think alike.
Okay.
Right.
I think that's one of the main things.
So that's a
But
frequency thing.
she is one to know how to, because she too has to do her part in
Yes.
terms of making her sales, right? Because she's a training unit manager.
Right.
So when she gets that thing, then it's a little less on her. But at
Yeah.
the same time, she has to manage and to see whoever else she has under her, plus do her part.
Yeah.
And I will say, and she always called me her firstborn because that was her first, her first agent. But we have that kind of relationship where we know what we're about, we know what we want to achieve,
Yeah.
and she's not afraid to, if I don't get it, say, okay, you have been doing X, Y, and Z, so I need to do X, Y, and Z.
Nice.
Right. Straight up.
We have that respect.
That's good.
Straight up, no chaser.
And she supports. She's
Okay.
a great support.
That's the main thing, and she helps build on everything.
Yeah. I've learned a
Lovely.
lot from her, and yeah.
Perfect.
That's great.
So guys, if you're there, we're wrapping up on this as we reach exactly an hour. We're down to 15 seconds. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Any questions as usual, feel free to contact us. Sales is our profession.
Peace.
Nice. Woo!